episode of the Moss House Podcast. I'm your host, Hunter B., and I'm here with our current artist in residence, JJ McDonald.
Hello.
Nice. Another 20 podcasts in, and now I'm getting people's names on the first try every time.
Woo. One take Drake.
One take Drake.
I was paid to say that.
So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good today. You caught me on a good day.
Oh, good. Today is a nice day. When I woke up, I went outside, and I was like, this is going to be a good day. I don't know.
Sun's out. I was up at like 6 something because the sun was... I fell asleep with the curtains open.
Oh, rookie mistake.
I know. But it was kind of nice. I woke up early and like went on a walk and got some supplies I needed. So it was like able to kind of just like get into a flow. And yeah, and then I was like, I'm going to do the podcast and then probably chill.
Yeah. I was definitely not up at 6 a.m. today. And I don't even want to say what time I woke up. But woke up not at 6 a.m. And then I got a haircut. And now I'm here.
Looks good.
So,
Wait, I feel like you just got a haircut, so you probably woke up at
less than an hour
11, 12.
My first alarm was at 10:30.
Okay.
So
that's respectable.
I'm trying to fix because I do my best work at night, and that's when I usually can get into like the zone and flow.
Yeah.
So I wake up late, but since I'm going away, I would want to fix my sleep schedule to make it normal. It's gonna be when I arrive on Friday morning. It's gonna be 5 a.m. 5:55.
This time, like in the States or there?
In there, which I think is like
7
2 a.m. or something.
Is it 7 hours ahead or?
I would love to know that, but I should have looked that up.
Quick Google search.
I think it's at least 3. I'm going to my first stop is Amsterdam.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to guess.
It's at least 3 hours.
Yeah,
at least.
I think France though is like 7 hours.
Yeah, I think France is 6 hours back.
6 back.
I think. I might be wrong. I don't know. It's been a long time since I was overseas. I used to travel overseas all the time, but not much anymore.
You'll find out.
Because of COVID. Yeah, I'll find out. I'll know the feel.
You'll figure out what time it is. You know, time is fake, so it's like great that you'll just like it'll be whatever time it is when you arrive.
Yeah, I've had to explain that to my parents, especially when I was a teenager. I was like, "Time is fake. Don't you understand? All this time means no time is a measurement, but the time is like, oh, you had to do this at this time is fake."
Yes.
Lots of arguments from that. So I know it's usually we interview our residents at the end of their residency.
Okay.
We're about halfway in.
Yes.
Today's
the 1 week mark. Yes.
Wow. So how's it been so far?
So far, so good. I got here and was really exhausted. I think I was telling you this, or maybe I was telling Jeremy, but last month was just kind of like upstate dog sitting, and I kind of just made it for a month. So I kind of made it a little residency and started working on stuff then. And then I guess I was gearing up to come to Moss House, and I was like, wow, like how luxurious, like another little residency. And then literally like the day before I got here, it was like everything in my life went to crap. Like my stepdad was in the hospital and in Albany. So we were like with him, and then my car broke down, and I'm planning like a road trip in the spring. So like my car broke down on my way here. And yeah, just like other miscellaneous things went on. And so when I got here, I was late getting here by like 12 hours. So
but
when
it was snowing too that day.
It snowed. Yeah, it was like very snowy, but I ended up like getting a train getting here. And when I got here, it just was like, I was overcome with just like, okay, calm, peace, like relax. So I honestly have kind of just taken the last week to really settle in. I feel like I've been meal prepping for like when I am in motion. Just kind of like exploring I keep saying Montauk because I went to Montauk, but Southampton, East Hampton, just the area, and realizing like how big New York is. I feel like that's been on my brain because I was like at the top of New York, yeah, and now I'm at the very, I feel like, bottom, and I've never been out here before. So yeah, I don't know, just really settling in. And then today again I woke.
That's our special guest,
yeah.
Dean.
Dean, my special guest, my dog, wants something, so he's barking.
Well, Dean, I wish I could show you guys what Dean looked like. He's very cute. He's an elder dog. He has very soft ears, which is how I judge dogs, as listeners may know. And now he is in the mic. Say something, Dean. Oh, he's smelling it.
He's smelling
it. You might have been able to hear that sniff. Which is rare.
That's Dean. I don't know what he just wants attention, I guess. But yeah, and then today I just got in the flow. I started working on that fabric project I showed you yesterday, and a collab, so to speak.
Yeah, a little bit. I had one idea.
Used it. And yeah, I just started that fabric piece too that I was kind of wearing around my neck yesterday.
The scarf?
Yeah, not a scarf, but I was wearing it as a scarf. Yeah, I just started re-sewing that, and I took all the fluff out of it because I got the beads I need. So I feel like, and I know that I don't know if you're into astrology or anything, but like I know that like Saturn just moved into Pisces, so I feel like today. Yeah. So I feel like today has been like a genuine start for a lot of people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I respect astrology, but I never understand, I know the zodiac signs. I know up to that, and then once people start talking about the moons and the planets moving in and aligning, I have a feeling that the alignment definitely could do something to people, especially because the moon makes people crazy. So imagine all the other planets are lining up too.
Totally. And this transit I'm talking about, it's like Saturn was basically moving through, but it's been like a 27 year transit that it's finally now moving into Pisces. So it's
really? What was it before?
Aquarius.
Jeez, I'm only 24, so my entire life.
So yeah, this is okay. You can this moment right now, you even going to Europe tomorrow. It's not to be spooky, but it's this is the beginning of a whole new cycle.
Jesus Christ.
Today, right now. But look, you got a haircut. You're looking sharp for your new cycle.
I always tell people about the cycle. The cycles are something that I've constantly noticed in my life because I feel like I notice patterns a lot.
Yeah.
And I always consider the yearly cycle of people who coming out of my life, and then what I'm doing, and then now that I'm working in Mom's house, it's a whole new cycle, first time.
Yeah.
But the side quest things in my life are constantly every 3 months it's the same cycle. I'm what the hell is going on? Why? And then if one of my friends is oh, I hate this, I'm you did this exactly. You talked to me about this last year, 1 week ago, last year. You're stuck in the cycle again. So at least that's the 24-year cycle is over. So I wonder what will happen now. It's a little spooky.
Something new. Yeah. I was just talking about cycles with someone, and we were saying that some it's okay to repeat or to take notice of, but then it's the bad ones you have to be okay, I realize that I should not do this, live this cycle over again. I know how it ends. How do I do things differently, or what is a way that I can change my behavior to get out of this cycle I don't necessarily like? And I think that's been a part too, I guess, in my practice, but generally speaking in my life, the last, I would say 6 months to a year, I've been what would I do in this circumstance? Or what would what would I do? And then I'm actually going to do something else. And trying to change literally, I guess.
That's interesting.
Yeah. What would the notion of, I hate to say JJ, third person, but what would JJ do? But then do the other thing that comes, not the instinctual thing. Because sometimes instincts are just habit, and it's how do I break the habit,
That makes me think of a Seinfeld episode. What's his name? George was you know what? He was stuck in cycles. He was I'm stuck in this cycle. So I'm just going to do the opposite of what I would do this moment. And then his whole life changed. And everything started working out.
It's real. I promise.
Yeah, I wouldn't go I want to do a lot of stuff, but I guess I'll start. I wanted to start saying yes to more things.
Okay.
Because the last time I was like, I want to start saying no to more things.
Okay.
Which I started loving too much. Saying if someone's like, "Oh, can you do me this favor?"
No.
I'll be like, "Well, I never say yes now." Before they tell me what it is, then I'll be like, "What is it? What do you need?" Usually
That's
it's like,
smart.
fine. Like, oh, because I used to just be like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, drive me to the airport." But now I'm like, "What the hell? Oh, I needed to pick me up." I'm like, "That's 40 minutes away." I'm like, "Yeah, I need help." Like, you said I could do it. And I was like, I didn't know what it was, so now I ask first, and depending on who they are, if it's like something not like easy, I'll 90% of the time say yes. But something like difficult or annoying that will take up my time.
Yeah.
Depending on who it is, I'll say yes. If it's someone who's done something similar for me, I'll say yes every time.
For sure.
If it's for like a new friendship, then I'm like, I kind of like this person. Okay. But if it's for like an old friend who I'm just more used to just telling them, I don't want to do that right now. Sure, someone you can do Uber. You ever heard of Uber before?
So you're never like, I'll do it, but throw me some gas or
No, if I do it, I'll do it for free.
Okay, okay.
But they'll usually offer and be like, go inside and get me some gummy bears or a seltzer. You know what it is?
Yeah.
If someone comes to me with a seltzer, I love seltzer so much.
Same.
So if they come to me with a seltzer and they're like, Hunter, I got this seltzer for you. I'm like, okay, whatever you need, sure.
Yeah.
Fine. I don't care, but
good to know.
Yeah.
Seltzer is the way to, I feel like, most people's hearts.
Yeah, literally, yeah. 100% is the way to my heart.
Sparkling water, like, why not?
People don't like sparkling water. I don't really, and I judge them as, I think we're discussing Geminis or judgers. So if you don't like sparkling water, you automatically go down to the bottom of the totem pole for me.
Literally. Okay, and did you notice my Instagram name is Sparkling Water?
Yes, I did. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I think I like this person. Sparkling water.
But you're right. It does easily combat the haters and the losers. Like, they don't like sparkling water. They won't even follow.
Do you even like regular water? You don't like the little extra sparkle into it? It's fancy.
It's fancy. A little frizzante.
The fizz. The fizz changes everything.
The fizz changes everything. It's a whole different experience.
You can't just chug it. You have to enjoy every sip with a nice. Sometimes I make my own seltzer even at this point.
Love that.
I have 3 seltzer machines.
Whoa.
In my life, I've gone through 3 of them. One right now. One's at my dad's. He has 2. He has 2 of his own, and then I have mine.
Okay.
And then my mom got me one for Christmas.
So that's at her.
So now I have one here, and I get fresh limes.
Yes.
Cut them up, squeeze them into a cup. Put them fill up the thing. That's the noise it makes.
That's you pressing the buttons.
I press it a lot though, so it's more like like a ton. And then
you're making
Sprite.
It sounds like.
And then I pour the juice in before the bubbles all rise. I close it tightly, and then I turn it upside down so the flavor goes everywhere. And then I throw it in the fridge.
Okay. I'm just
Whole
imagining
process.
like in a hot summer day, maybe because the sun is still shining, it's like, yeah, some fresh seltzer, maybe some vodka or gin, splash of lemonade, have like a little tonic.
One of my secrets to margaritas
Yes.
is the homemade seltzer.
Yes.
You put that in there, get a little fizz.
It's all about the fizz. Like every drink, no matter what you're drinking, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, like a little fizz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can go a long way.
Yes.
Hello. Today I'm drinking, please sponsor me, Snapple. A Snapple raspberry tea.
Wow.
0 sugar, although it's not nearly as good as the full sugar one. Let's see the real fact. The only bird that can swim but not fly is the penguin. I think everyone in the world knew that. That one sucked.
It's like a 0 fact.
Yeah, that was
0
a bad
sugar,
one. Yeah.
0. I
Fake
guess
fact.
it's a fact, but it's like not an interesting fact.
Yeah. Has anyone seen a penguin that thought I could fly? I don't think so. Okay, so let's get back to some of the real questions.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for that detour.
It's okay. It's part of the fun.
Yes.
Okay, so how did you discover Ma's house?
How did I discover Ma's house? Actually, a friend of Ma's house, Megan Hicks, introduced me to Ma's house last year, I want to say. I was living with them in Connecticut, and just was there. I was actually there grinding. I was working 2 jobs, taking Spanish lessons, trying to make art or, figure it out. And they were the person to be like, oh, Jeremy is doing this project and da-da-da. So I had started following Mom's House on Instagram and then had like applied, but like didn't hear back. And, that is like the norm with art applications and grants and residencies and literally anything arts related. It seems like you just like, don't hear back or, rejection, but anyway, so that was like last year. And then, I just saw on Instagram again this year that applications were still open. And I was like, I had made some stuff since the last time I applied, was in a different place completely, I guess. And so I applied and I got in. So that worked. So, and now I'm here.
Now you're here.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've never had an artist residency before.
Really?
Hopefully this will be my first one after someone locked in for like 2 years. We won this grant.
Yeah.
So this is how everything is paid for, like this stuff.
Yes.
But afterwards, I'm supposed to make like part of the grant was like you had to make your own project that's nothing to do with your job. So I'm supposed to make a movie. That's what I told him I was gonna do. Told him I was gonna make a movie. So now I have to make a movie. So I'm hoping that with all the footage I've collected over the next year and a half, which is kind of cool because you apparently suck at your job until you're 6 months in. So I finally don't suck. I'm pretty good now.
You've got 20 podcasts under your belt.
Exactly.
You're making a movie. Like big things popping.
Big things are coming. So hopefully, so then the art residency would be me coming for 2 weeks, edit, and then my workshop would be like the premiere of something.
Oh wow!
I would hope it to do there's a bunch of local movie theaters around here.
Yeah,
they're like small, and you can like have events and like tell them what to show.
Yes.
So I'd be like, okay, we'll go there. I'll dress up in like a suit.
I'll
tell everyone else to wear casual. Actually, I'll tell everyone to black tie or sweatpants. You had to pick one.
Wait, that's a fun premiere. Like black tie or sweats. I would do like like casual, fancy, casual, or have you seen this? It's like
nope.
You just have to wear if you're gonna mix something fancy and something casual, it's like it's gotta be either on top. Like the top has to be fancy, the bottoms can be casual, but then your shoes have to be fancy.
I see. Interesting.
So
okay.
You can't just be doing like casual, fancy.
I would do fancy, and then my best pair of Jordans.
Okay, I feel like that's still kind of fancy.
I mean, it's fancy, but
it's swag, which is like different.
Swag, haven't heard that in a long time.
I'm older than you.
Dean has swag. Look at him.
Dean does have swag.
Yeah.
Swag on full attack. But yeah, no, that'll be exciting, and you'll also, I don't know because you kind of work from Ma's house. I was going to say, if you do the residency, you would get some funding too.
Yeah, a little extra. That'd be nice.
A little extra, yeah.
I would wait until my contract is over, and then I would apply. Like,
Jeremy,
okay,
Brianna, are y'all listening?
I'm going to tell them, I'll be like, well, I'm taking over. And then
he's pitching now.
Because Anthony's got a residency. Who's Jeremy's mom.
Okay.
She won the grant with us. She's the workshop coordinator. And then Brianna and Jeremy and I. So she's had hers. I think Brianna's had one too.
Okay.
Jeremy's the lead artist. And
it's your turn.
And it's going to be my turn.
I'm sorry I cut in line. I just came in.
Okay. It's not my time yet. I want it to be June 22nd, 2 days after my birthday, to like July 3rd or something.
Yeah,
or
that's
July.
about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This actually finishes my residency the day before my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Pisces season. Twins, Gemini, fish, Pisces.
Really? I did not know that.
Well, I guess, we're not twins, but there's like the duality.
I see. I had a really good friend who was a roommate when I was in Philadelphia who was a Pisces. And we got along very well because we always thought that everyone else in the house was insane. We're like, what is wrong with these people? And then it's just it's just so strange. I don't know how it works like that. Yeah, the vibes worked very well.
Pisces are the vibe detectors. They know what's up. Very perceptive.
That's so funny. His name was Ryan. He'd always be like, "That vibe's off," or "The vibe's good," or something.
That's me vibes.
That's interesting. See, that's why I am a fan of astrology, because sometimes it helps explain, but then it gets complicated.
I think it does get complicated, but it's not hard to learn. There's a million people on YouTube explaining astrology and the planets and stuff. But to your point, it's like, I think it's just good to have a little bit of knowledge, because you're able to kind of piece those things together. Like, oh yeah, Ryan, the Pisces, the vibes guy. Like, yeah, it's helpful, but I don't like to generalize people based on their signs.
Yeah, 100%. I've been a victim of being generalized by my signs.
Me too. I'm a Pisces.
And,
and you're a Gemini. Like,
which people are just
not
like,
the greatest.
Ew. People are like, ew, you're a Gemini.
I feel like people say Geminis are the most hated.
Yeah. I don't know why. I never met a Gemini. I'm like, they suck.
I love Geminis. I respect the it.
They don't know what we have to go through, judging everybody all the time.
Geminis just speak their truth, and I think are unabashedly who they are. And I always say that Geminis are Pisces with high self-esteem. That's really Geminis just don't hold back in a way that I feel like Pisces do. But you know what? I could be brainwashed. My mom's a Gemini. Yeah. They're just some powerful Geminis in existence. So I think I just respect it from a distance.
There are a lot of musicians currently who are Gemini.
Totally.
And I think
it's funny because
speaks to something.
When I think of Geminis, I think Donald Trump and Kanye, which are the most problematic people.
And then but there's also Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
Too. And I'm sure there's others. I don't remember though exactly. But Kendrick, probably the best, one of the top 5 Geminis ever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jeremy's probably a top 4 Gemini.
Oh wait, and you and Jeremy have the same birthday.
Yep.
So are you a top? You're I guess top 3 Geminis. Me.
I'm top 1 Gemini.
Top 1.
But I had to still prove myself. I'm a top 1 potential Gemini. I have all the potential in the world to. I wonder what directors out there are Geminis. I'll have to look it up later.
You have to look that up.
I hope Stanley Kubrick's a Gemini. That's my favorite director.
Okay.
Ever. I like The Shining.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, the workshop on Friday, which my mom actually ran, the collage.
Yeah.
I opened to one of the magazines, and one the centerpiece had to be something that embodies you, and I saw a picture of Danny Torrance, the little kid.
Is it the kid? Yeah.
Yeah, the kid who. And then the person I was talking to, Hope, was like, "Oh, do you see ghosts?" Before I even found Danny Torrance in there, I was like, "Yeah, every once in a while I'll see him. I see him pretty often." Compared to normal people who don't really, I guess not normal, but people who are less respected.
So I'm like, okay,
wow. They're around. They're not here right now.
I feel like I can sense ghost vibes, but I don't see ghosts.
I rarely ever see them, but when I do, it's a very different experience than sometimes you'll catch a quick glimpse of something. You're like, oh, what the hell is that? But then other times you're like, I'm right here, buddy. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh my god, I'm knocking on wood. I'm gonna see a ghost tonight.
They're nice. Usually, there's probably a few in here.
I feel like house. Yeah, this is an old house. There aren't really ghost vibes, but there's ghost potential. I feel like just around.
Yeah.
The ancestors, they're here.
Yeah, this is basically the ancestral plane. The other side is where they all hang out. So who knows who we'll run into. And now that the Saturn,
my god, moved over. Yeah, I'm gonna count my blessings tonight. I was actually just staring at the moon last night, which was in Virgo. Yeah, and fell asleep. It sounds kind of dreamy, actually. Yeah. I could see it right out the window. Yeah.
All my windows are completely covered by blinds. Don't look outside when it's nighttime, because I don't want to see an animal that's looking back at me.
That's true.
Yeah, if you see a deer out there in the middle of the night, and they look a little strange.
Their eyes, are they beady?
They're beady, but there's the legends that they're they'll get you.
Deer?
Yeah, you don't know about those?
No.
Oh, well.
I mean, I know, like, about deer. I grew up in Texas,
yeah.
But the legend that they will get you?
Well, yeah, you never heard of a skinwalker before?
No, I don't like that.
There's all these, like, native legends of, like, animals transforming into things. Or, like, spirits taking animals, becoming animals, and then acting a little too human-like.
Oh, my God.
And then they're, like, monsters. So, when I see deer at night, I'm like fine with it. But if I look out the window at night and I see deer, I'm just closing the blinds. I don't want to mess with those guys. Not trying to hang out.
Not a skinwalker.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with those.
No.
I don't really know exactly what it is, but I just know the name Skinwalker cannot be good.
No, negative.
Yeah, they might transform into me at any time as they get the chance. So, all right. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your art mediums that you enjoy? We'll get away from the Skinwalker talk.
My many mediums, I feel like. So I was just telling you right before we got on here, I started my practice in video. Well, technically photography. I got accepted to school, Syracuse, for photo. And I was in like a video elective, and it just was like very alternative. And I don't know. I just was having a lot of fun and learning a lot in that class. And I had transferred into Syracuse, and I remember I just was like, I want to graduate in 3 years. And they were like, jeez, you can't do that in photo. But I was like, I've already like done, a lot of these classes except for the art stuff. So basically I made this video, and these professors saw, and they were video professors, and they kind of were like, you should like switch your major. And I had never had anyone kind of say that or like try to convince me, and I just was like, you know what, people want to teach me, I think I'm gonna like take the opportunity. I wasn't getting that same, it was like actually very difficult in photo, like the energy, the vibes were off, I'll say. But yeah, so I like ended up switching my major and studying under these video artists, Emily Duke and Cooper Battersby, and Nevin Lockheed, Tom Sherman, amazing video artists at Syracuse. And so that's how I started. And I also was doing like DIY publishing in college, and I like, we had to do like a blog, and I was doing like creative nonfiction writing, and just kind of like learning. I basically was just like, learning about self-publishing, doing the video thing, and then I would like make posters for like poetry readings, or for my I had a lot of friends in bands in college, as one does. One who's in their 30s now, I guess, does. And so I'd make like collage flyers and stuff like that. And so I always have just kind of done a lot of different things, and I don't know, but I always felt like the video thing was like my art, because it felt the most magical. Like, I mean, you're an editor, so like, you know what it is to be like, to what it is to like take, I don't know, to see something in your head, or like, and then just to, clip it. I don't know. Bring it to life. Yeah, bring it to life. And I don't know, there's just something so magical to me about the editing process. And so yeah, I have always kind of really been smitten by video, and because I feel like it's funny, because when I was in college, they, kind of looked down upon like shooting vertical video, and like, I don't know, there was some pretentiousness, I guess, with video, and also art school in general, but I always just, what I liked about it was that like you could just pick up a camera and shoot, and then you can make it whatever you wanted, like either by editing with found material, source material, like the possibilities are just kind of endless. So that's what I had kind of been focused on since like 2014. I graduated in 2017. And then I moved to New York City to be an artist, as one does. And I don't know, I kind of just was, again, that's when I kind of started doing more volunteer work. I was working at like a zine library. It's the community is called 8 Ball, but I was like helping them with their library and doing different projects through that. And then another friend had started an art residency, so I started doing I attended the residency the first year as an artist and showed a video and read some poetry. And then the following years, like the next 3 years, I worked as like a producer coordinator. And then so basically it kind of evolved from like me working on my personal practice to like me helping other people, which I also loved. Like, I feel like I was kind of doing a balance of like doing things when I could, like I'd publish a zine or whatever, or do a photo shoot, or, you know, I've kind of like kept momentum going in different ways creatively, but I was working, like when I moved to New York, it was kind of just like staying alive. So I was like, you know, I moved there with barely any money and was like working as a barista and then a nanny, like literally nannying for one of my regulars at the coffee shop. And then I got a job working in like post-production, and then I basically just started. I got my first office job and then was like, oh my God, wow. And then kind of just was doing that, not corporate ladder, but just like jumping from 9 to 5 to 9 to 5. And yeah, then when the pandemic hit, I really was in this position of just like working remotely but not feeling creative at all because of like the pandemic. So again, I kind of turned back to like volunteering and raising money for Black people in New York. And I guess before that I kind of skipped. I did have like a solo show, but like I guess we were talking about before the podcast. Did the pandemic hurt, help, or whatever? And I would say that it definitely, I guess early pandemic days, I feel like I was not really feeling creative whatsoever. And it actually has been this last year that my practice has kind of like recuperated and changed. And now, as you've seen, since I've been here, I've been working with fabrics more, like still doing collage, but on a like different scale, different medium. And my videos are very collage-like, but I think ultimately I want to go back to video, and that's why I'm planning this road trip, so I can shoot video like the whole time and then kind of make something from there. So that it's like I love just doing creative things, and like, you know, I just like love doing stuff or like bringing ideas to life, and I'm trying to figure out how I can do that at like my age after having years of like no real creative stimuli, a lot of stress, like all of the things. Like it wasn't until I like stopped working where I was like, wow, I had like boulders of like things on me, like unseen obviously, but like there are just so many things that I realized were stopping me from being able to even create. And it's, you know, it's money, a job, bills, you know, where are you gonna live, inflation right now, like literal, you know, it's like all of the things. And then I realized this last year, like going through my Saturn return and stuff, or like it coming to a close, it's like once I was able to kind of liberate myself from those outer like onion, you know, layers, I would say, then I'm talking with my hands, I hope I didn't hit the mic, those outer onion layers, then it's like then all the inner stuff, which is like just as heavy as like the other. But I think that more than anything, I've been able to kind of take the time to take care of myself, and now I'm able to kind of like take these moments and like create or dream or just, you know, kind of think. And, you know, because I don't know, so much stuff is like the unseen, like making physical things is important, but I feel like just dreaming and imagining and like I don't know, like envisioning, I feel like maybe as a Pisces, I'm just like a lot of my work, I feel like it's just like picturing it or like trying to see the full vision because then I can move, you know? But it's also cool to like, the vision can change, I guess. But it feels a little more precious, I guess, like with this fabric piece I'm working on here, because it's not like a video clip. Like I can't backspace, so like if I cut something, I'm like,
you're done with that.
That's why I'm like, I'm gonna spray paint it, but I'm just like, I want to be 100% sure when I spray paint this. So and that's where I kind of get hung up with just like not being able to make a move because I am like thinking of every possible move.
Kind of like chess.
Kind of like chess, but not.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try chess.
You ever play chess?
No.
Really?
No, but I did
So
like
much fun.
the Queen's Gambit.
I didn't watch that. I love chess. Chess is one of my favorite games. That's how I was the salutatorian at my high school.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
It's like the second best grades.
Okay, good job.
But not really, because I just challenged the salutatorian to a winner takes all chess match of whoever wins gets to become the salutatorian, and I won. So I'm technically the salutatorian.
But you weren't really.
No, my grades were not that good.
Mine neither.
I had like a just above like an 80 or something. I was one of those students that didn't do the homework, but I'd do well on tests.
Wow. See, I was like barely did my homework. I danced in high school, so it's like I had to just like pass just to be able to perform. I had to be on the team, and I could barely do that. I was like not motivated, and then I would get anxiety if I like test. Like I literally almost did not graduate because I just could not get home ec. It's funny that I'm sewing now. I could not sew in high school, and I like almost failed home ec and also pre-algebra, like or algebra 2. Like I just. Yeah. But in college, when I was like so basically after high school, I had no prospects for college. I just like I had danced basically my whole life and then quit, and then so I didn't have any dance venues or whatever, and then didn't really think about college much before like graduating. And so yeah, I went to community college, worked a few years, and so I was like in my early like 23, 24 when I went to Syracuse or like transferred in. And then so I think I kind of had made that decision of like I'm gonna pursue something I love so that I can be good at it. And yeah, I mean I graduated Syracuse with like a almost 4.0 GPA. Yeah. So started from the bottom, but I mean it's art school, so I mean there were some academic, yes, like I studied like European politics there. But I mean, I was mostly in just like studios, you know, so it's like, I better fucking pass this, you know? I'm keeping a blog for college. Like,
it's very different than my college experience. Yeah. I wish I waited till I knew what I wanted to do.
But they don't tell you to wait.
They don't.
And then they yell at you when you don't pay your student loans or whatever. Yeah. When
please,
you drop
Joseph,
out.
Joseph, please hurry.
Joe, where are you?
Yeah. I just need you to just sign it. Who cares if it was unconstitutional? Just do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Literally, what's the worst?
Inflation rises and we all run out of money.
Oh my! Well, I feel like that's already happening. So
eggs were like $8 the other day. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Thank God we had the chickens out back soon enough.
I know the chicken. They're literally a blessing because I mean I think I've seen some eggs for $12.
Jeez.
I'm happy we're making this podcast as just like a literal timestamp of the times. Like, when I was eggs are expensive.
When I was getting my hair cut, the person next to me, I usually don't talk to my barber. Like sometimes I will, but when I first am like meeting them,
yeah,
and then eventually I just don't want to talk. I just want to
totally like do your job.
Just do. I'm happy to talk to them, but it's just like. I don't want to be, they're like cutting with the razors and everything. I'm not trying to be talking.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear. I don't even let them go anywhere near my neck with the straight blade or anything.
Yeah.
Until like 2 years into my relationship with them. Then I'll let them start cutting me up. But the guy next to me is like, there's this place called Cinderella in town. It's like this high-end, really nice grocery store.
Okay.
And the guy who was just there, he's like, the woman behind him, got in a fight with somebody because it was $32 for cherries.
Oh no!
Like a little cherry thing.
Oh, a spider.
Oh God, stay away from me, animal. I'm not a fan of spiders. Although I guess I'm a fan of what they do. I don't really want to see them.
Yeah, not my business. Spiders.
Please, why are you so big?
Right? I couldn't help but notice the big spider. I'm sorry. Just ignore it. It's not gonna come for us.
Ignore it. It's right next to me.
Don't make eye contact.
I might have to kill it.
Oh no!
Oh my God, it's coming right at me. All right, I'm gonna have to do something about this spider.
BRB. It's kind of running away.
You know what's gonna happen to you, buddy, don't you? All right. Well, if it comes any closer than that, I have a pack of colored pencils that I will be using to dispose of him.
I'm gonna just look away.
Yeah.
$32 cherries, I'd be mad too. But also, people, I feel like, don't realize that you can. I don't think they like people doing this, but you can take cherries. Take part of it. Take 3 bananas. Not. I don't know. I am a family of 1, so I only need 3 potatoes and. Mm-hmm. But yeah, holding a cherries, no one probably needs that anyway.
It would take a lot. That's a lot of cherry pits.
Yeah.
To spit into a bowl, for sure. It's almost too many.
I got a box of cereal a month ago, and the cashier was literally like, "That cereal's expensive." And I was like, "Yeah, inflation." And she's like, "And it's not a lot either." She's like, "The box is small." I'm like, "Okay, mind your business. I want my $7 cereal."
Well, what is your favorite cereal?
That's a hard question.
I know mine immediately.
What is your favorite cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best cereal that they've ever created.
I don't know about if it's the best cereal ever created, but it is really good.
I feel like you're gonna say Chips Ahoy is the best.
No,
That's the worst.
My favorite cereal. Okay, so the cereal that I got, the $7 cereal. Mm-hmm. So it's not even from Wegmans. Are you familiar with Wegmans? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Wegmans used to have basically checks, the squares. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They had they were actually Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but they were blueberry. They were called blueberry squares. Oh. And they were basically blueberry French toast. Amazing, just amazing. Literally think of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but with a hint of blueberry, and your milk gets all blueberry tasting.
Milk, nice.
It's good, blueberry milk. Okay. But they just stopped selling it at Wegmans.
Oh no!
Out of nowhere. This has been years. I haven't had it. And then I was randomly at a store in upstate New York, and they just had it was Tom's Organic or something.
They had the blueberries.
And they had a random cereal that was blue. I think it was Chex or something, but it was. Yeah, blueberry squares, but not the Wegmans brand, and it was delicious. It's
was it as good?
It was Chex, but blueberry. Not as good, but delicious. But I just like fruity cereal. I'm even thinking of Trix. That's a good cereal.
Trix are all right.
Trix. Oh, you're damn, didn't think about Trix.
No, they're all right. Trix
are good. What else do I like?
I prefer the Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. No, I would rather Trix over Cocoa Puffs. But Cocoa Puffs are obviously good.
Cocoa Puffs are good.
You like cereal? Wait, do you like hard cereal or crunchy, or do you like it more soggy?
I think the cereal tastes best as soon as you put the milk in. Waste no time to make it soggy.
So you like crunchy, because the cereal you're describing, Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, nice crunch with Cocoa Puffs.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Those are crunchy.
Yeah, Raisin Bran Crunch.
Okay, Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran Crunch is top 3 for sure.
Top 3, okay.
Raisin Bran is really good.
I would the crunch. Say, I haven't had the crunch. I know that Raisin Bran is good, and I would say probably a top cereal.
People disrespect Raisin Bran Crunch.
They don't. People who disrespect it don't know.
They don't. And then I've been on vacation with a bunch of friends before, and I was like, oh, let me get some Raisin Bran Crunch. You're like, what the hell is wrong with you? You can get any cereal in the world, and you pick this. I'm like, yeah,
it's good. It's the raisin.
Where'd it go?
Because it's that grain. What do you even call that? Just the type of cereal that it is good. Like the grain.
The flakes?
The flakes. The cornflake.
They are good, but the crunch
what's best. What's the crunch in the crunch?
It's like this granola cluster, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like honey granola or something.
Love that. I do love like a granola cereal. Yeah. I love to put like oatmeal, top it with granola, and oat milk.
Okay, that sounds
just
pretty
a
good.
Whole oat dish.
You're not vegan, right?
I'm not, but I do explore.
You do explore? Yeah.
I like to explore vegan.
I was vegan, and then the pandemic happened. And then I was like, I can't do this no more. I'm already losing my mind.
I like to go to vegan restaurants.
Yeah, I think that's good stuff.
Because they're trying to impress you. You know, they're gonna do the best they can with what they have. I love that.
I've learned how to cook a lot of different things. Some of my best dishes are vegan.
Yeah, I think vegan cooking it's very enjoyable. Mm-hmm. I just also like cooking meat. That's my problem. Like my love language is like a steak. Like let me cook a steak for you. You know.
That's interesting. It's interesting.
Or a
love
salmon
language.
Or a fish.
I love salmon. Salmon's one of my favorite.
I don't know. I love I don't know Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm like I love touching meat, but I just like people get. I mean, it can be gross, but like I guess there's like a respect to it that I just like really enjoy.
It feels so strange. Like just pound the flesh, picking it up. It's weird.
I think the worst part is like just taking it out of the packaging.
Yeah, that's always not fun.
Yeah, that's like the worst. And once you have that, like I feel like by the time you're like seasoning it, maybe massaging it a little bit, you're
smacking with a hammer. Then I'm like, you know what, this ain't that bad.
Yeah, and you're like, this is a labor of love. Yeah. I had to get that out of the plastic.
I like cooking all different. Now it's a new thing I do is whoever's house I'm at, whether it's mom or dad's, I'll do like once every like 1 or 2 weeks, I'll be like, okay, time for me to make something I've never made before.
Yes.
For dinner for everybody. So I did the other day, actually, like 3 days ago. So I was like, well, I'm not going to my mom for a while. I'll make some on Sunday. On dinner, I made just looking through recipes online, and I found this like, the Crunch Wrap Supremes from Taco Bell?
Yes.
I did like an at-home version of those.
Wow.
And they came out, first time I ever like had to cook ground beef.
Yeah.
Just surprising. It's in like everything. But I never cooked it before myself. It came out very, very well.
I bet it did.
I was worried that they weren't
going
to like
stick. You'll have to send me that recipe, yeah.
It was very easy.
You just have to, I feel like cheese, right?
Yeah, just use the cheese. It was hard, those, there's the hard tortillas, like the chips.
Yeah, love those.
It was so hard to find those, like in the circle.
Oh,
it was
really?
so hard, and then I found, it was like hidden in the back of the grocery store. I found them, and they were all like lumpy.
They're like broken sometimes.
Yeah, some of them were all broken. But I saw that there were 3 actually flat. Like, most of them had, like, bubbles in them. They weren't really flat.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as I pressed down on it, it was just over. But I found a few flat ones in that bag.
I ate, like, tostadas a lot.
Yeah, that's what they're called, tostadas.
When I was in Mexico. Like, at home, I would just, like, get all the fresh veggies, get some tostada, like, the tortillas, whatever, and just, like... load them up with either like vegetables or sometimes meat, fish, and so good.
So good.
Damn, that sounds
Taco
good.
Tuesday.
But yeah, I mean, I guess too, going back to art and creativity and the pandemic and stuff, I started a Patreon last year to kind of basically when I quit my jobs, I'm like, oh, I need income somehow. And I was like, I'm going to start a blog where I just kind of write about my process of as someone who, because I quit working to pursue my art practice full time to like go into like entrepreneurship for myself. So I was like, I'll just write about that. And also like, I'll do like a art blog, like update type thing and just see where it goes. And like after maybe 6 months of doing the blog and doing like studio updates, I was traveling, then I started a food blog. I had started just doing food reviews, like just for fun. And it's really fun. I highly recommend going to a restaurant with like a pen.
No pen.
Get a baby notebook. Pen. They will treat you like with respect. But so I started doing that, and that has kind of actually transformed into like this new thing I'm about to like launch, this new like business.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
So,
does it have a name?
Yeah, it does. I'm being like shy, but because I'm like in the process of doing
well, then
all
maybe you
these
shouldn't
things.
say anything about it.
That's why I'm like, do I spoil it? Basically, I had a food blog, and I'm basically, so I have a food blog, but then I also like do like thrifting of clothes and homewares and stuff, and I'm basically taking the name of the food blog, and I'm doing a whole rebranding moment, but I'm going to be selling homewares, my vintage goods, all of the things that I already do, but it's like going to be like a actual website. And I have a space that's just like an office space, but like a facility, I guess, so to speak. So I'm like working on my website launch. I have an amazing graphic designer helping me, and yeah, that's like probably next month. And that's so during my road trip where I'm shooting the video and photo, I'm also going to be like sourcing more like vintage clothes and homewares, and I'm hoping to work with other artists to like do, because I'm gonna like also use the site to like sell stuff that I make maybe, but
definitely
yes.
Definitely have it on there.
But then also I would love to like work with people to like make towels, and I feel like these are things that I could do myself, but I really want to collaborate with people too. So, or if there's like artists who want to like sell on my site, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to make like this, I see like this e-commerce, I don't want to say community, but just like basically a hub for all of my interests. Yeah.
Are you a big social media user?
I'm not a big, quote unquote big, but I am on social media.
Do you make TikToks?
I don't, but
If you don't make TikToks for this business, I'm gonna be so mad.
So I was gonna say I'm going to start a TikTok because basically I think the journey is gonna be really cool.
That's gonna be great. You can start doing some TikTok food blogs.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do like a food tour, get stuff. I'll be doing a lot of things, so I feel like I should shoot on TikTok.
Yesterday,
I'm gonna be camping.
I made the Ma's House TikTok account yesterday.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you're on it.
Yeah, I'm on it regularly too.
I'm not on TikTok honestly, but I feel like from what I read about like starting a small business entrepreneurship, it's like you have to be on social and you have to be on TikTok, and so I'm thinking like it maybe will work well. I can, my sparkling water account will always exist, but like, yeah, it'll be good to like start this thing and like let people kind of get to see me in this like way that I feel really confident about. Like, I feel since I'm still kind of like so new in this this current medium I'm working in, I don't know, I feel like sometimes self-conscious, but I'm like, well, I know I have a good eye. I love thrifting. Like I've done that for years, so I feel like people seeing me in that element will be really cool too, and like be on the journey. And yeah, so then and I'm basically hoping once I get back from the road trip, like this summer, I can sell some stuff in person at like farmers markets, cool. Little pop-ups come July and August. So that's my current like vision, and it feels cool because like, Ma's House and like other things that I've done, my Patreon, it's like that stuff like helps me be able to like invest in myself even more. Like, yeah, today I bought like what is it? Just like a freaking lightning bolt adapter to USB because my laptop broke. But so I can like still use the projector, because I was like, I need to draw this thing, but I need like a projector to whatever. And I like today woke up and was like, they probably have an adapter for that. And I was like just gonna buy like a Bluetooth projector, but I brought a projector. There's a projector upstairs. I was like, I don't need a projector. I need like an adapter. And I got it. And I was like,
already here? Wow.
It's here. I went and got it at Target today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to Riverhead?
Riverhead, Target.
That Target has everything.
Yeah.
I like that Target.
Yeah, that Target's pretty fancy. I was like, I need to mind my business.
This shirt is from Target.
Oh.
That Target right there. Yeah. It's funny. I was going to mention that on TikTok, it is so creative on there with what you can do with the videos you record.
Yes.
You can do, I bet I know you already love video, but you'll like fall in love with it even more again. Because like the videos I make on TikTok, they're so stupid, and they're all, a lot of them are like clips of playing games with my friends.
Yeah.
They're just insane. But then sometimes I'll make like this entire fake story about me and my friends playing with like all these different videos like clipped in from with like a voiceover and then like text over and everything, and that's really fun. Gets me like creative.
Yeah.
Easily quick out of my minds, because sometimes with other videos takes a lot once you think of something.
Totally.
But like a stupid little TikTok, get that done under an hour, and now you practice getting what's in your head into reality more.
Yeah, that's a good idea, or like a good point of view. Because I've made them in the past, but then I think too, I wasn't using it in a more focused way. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm making pasta. I guess that is
a TikTok. That's a TikTok.
That's definitely like a TikTok thing. But like, I don't know. I feel like it was just like a little too scattered, and I don't have the personality of like, I'm on my phone making, pasta. I'm just like, look at me sprinkle cheese. Yeah. Look at me stir. Yeah. It's just my hands.
I did that. You know those popcorn things, like the old fashioned ones you put on the stove? I made one like when TikTok first came out, because I was like really entrepreneurial back then.
Yeah.
I was like, I know what's going to happen. Every single business in the world is going to have a TikTok soon.
Yes.
So I was like, let me figure out how this thing works. So I just recorded myself making popcorn, like on the stove. Got like 10 views. They did really horribly, but same thing.
First TikTok on my personal account was, I think, me making a smoothie.
That's probably a nice one.
Yeah.
We had like a few million views.
No.
No?
But I since have like deleted that account or don't use it. Yeah, deleted the videos.
Deleted all the videos.
I don't really use TikTok, but I'm going to. And then I was a big Twitter user, and then once Elon bought Twitter, I was like, I'm out. I think I have to bow out.
You have to.
But it was also like, I guess I stopped using Twitter like September or October of last year, and it also, I just was at this point of like, because you use Twitter.
Yeah, but. I just really read. I don't really tweet.
Okay. Well, now you can like have a close friends on
like
Twitter.
Instagram and stuff? Oh, that's on Twitter too?
Yeah, on Twitter you can like protect your tweets, or only certain people can see tweets.
Oh,
and
geez.
I just had this point where I had an account where I had like a lot of quote unquote a lot of followers, and I used to like meet people from Twitter, like when
my sister does that all the time.
Yeah, when I first moved to New York, when I was in college, that's how I met. I would go to like meetups, like go to DJ sets, whatever, and shout out to all my Twitter friends. So like I had that life, and then kind of like deleted that account and just wanted to like kind of just tweet like low key, just kind of like be there but not be tweeting, and people be able to see, I guess. So then it's like, then I have a private account, but then I got the close friends, and then I was like, I just got to this point where I'm like, no, there's no one seeing this. Like, I'm just doing this, like, for me, I guess. But, like, it's like you don't realize that you're taking in everything you read. It's like that's going in your brain. And I feel like TikTok, I feel like Twitter is especially a, like, negative place. Oh, yeah. It's like
haters everywhere.
Haters everywhere. And I'm just like, I literally just was like, the negativity affects me. Like, I look at Twitter and then I am immediately like upset about something, or you see, everyone knows how it is who uses it. So I just was like, my brain does not have the capacity to take on other people's negativity. So I just like deleted Twitter and literally have not been on it since. Wow. And I actually enjoy when I see like a 3-week-old tweet on Instagram. I'm like, that's a good one. That's if it made it here.
Yeah, that's a classic tweet. My sister's really big on Twitter. She has like 4 different accounts.
Oh, okay.
She does out of context photos of like shows and stuff.
Nice. What shows? Or different shows?
A couple different ones. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
Was like her thing, has a few 100,000 on there followers, and then Parks and Recreation.
Oh, nice.
And then now I think she just does. Now people know her.
Yeah.
Because she has like all the Twitter friends, and that's how she meets people. Because she goes to NYU now, so now that she's like old enough to actually meet people safely.
Yeah.
In those situations, so. Now that she just has a regular account, and she'll just live tweet everything she watches. Yeah. And that's like her thing is TV shows. So,
okay. That's like great for like, I'm imagining she has like a TikTok crossover or something.
I don't think she does TikTok. I mean, I'm probably blocked. She blocks me on everything.
Yeah, I'm like that. If we're family, you're blocked.
Yeah. Which doesn't make sense. I don't block Isabel. And I'm definitely say crazier things than she's ever said in her entire life. But she had this huge Twitter account. really big, and she was watching like Dawson's Creek or something.
Yeah.
And she got so mad at the main character. One of the characters, she said she was gonna waterboat them in Dawson's Creek. Like, so she said she's gonna kill a fictional character in their own creek.
Yeah.
And then Twitter thought it was a threat of violence and permanently banned her account. So I just think that's hilarious. Yeah. So, but besides that, like BuzzFeed's always steal her posts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I always try to get her to make. She's not very entrepreneurial, like money minded.
Yeah.
She could make so much money on social media, but she doesn't want to.
Hey, I mean, sometimes it's just good.
Fun.
It's good to do things just for fun.
Mm-hmm. I would never. I mean, I had a few big-ish. I mostly bought like a big Twitter account. Like someone made this basketball Twitter page.
Yeah.
That was like, there's this whole basketball news. First people to like post it on Instagram.
Yeah.
This is one of the bigger pages when I was in like high school, and first one to like 80,000, and then the guy was like gone for a couple years, and he put the post. He's like, "I'm selling this account. If anyone wants to keep this going."
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, "Well, I could kind of use this page. Seems like fun. I've always wanted to have an account with like actual people following." So I bought it for like $15.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
wow.
So cheap. The guy's like, I was like, he's like, "What are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna change it?" I was like, "I'm just gonna keep it the same and just like improve."
Yeah.
And do basketball news. So I started like hiring like sports writers and shit
what?
like that. Yeah. Trying to make it nice. And so that was going well. But, you know, so in my DMs, I'm looking through all the DMs this person's gotten from.
Oh, no.
And all these accounts that used to be like, "Bro, can we do a collab post? How do you do this? How are you getting so big?" are now like entire entertainment conglomerates, like millions and millions of followers. And I'm like, what the hell? If this dude just kept it going. Yeah, if he just kept, and I couldn't. And now the account was old. People don't like care anymore.
Yeah.
So there are people who are like, I remember this guy. So yeah, but I use that to help me get like job interviews and stuff. They're like, oh, so you had this 10,000 post page that only like 300 of them are mine. But
hey, they don't know. That's not their business.
It's not their business. And not their business at all.
Yes. Okay. I'm not like entrepreneurial like that. Like I wish I was like, take the Twitter account and like I'm just like, oh, I could sell this coffee mug. Mm-hmm. This is a nice t-shirt.
And then when the pandemic was slowing down, I started selling Pokemon.
Oh.
Like online.
This first guy, high school, when I still even like dated cis men, the first person I dated was really into Pokemon. Like, went to Pokemon. I did not know, but yes, a red flag. But went to, like, Pokemon competitions and won.
I didn't do that.
Like,
and he won?
First place.
No. That's impressive, but the only people I know who go to those competitions, any card game competitions, and, like, win, very strange people. Very, very interesting.
It tracks for my record.
Yeah. It's so... Definitely like a ton of money. Well, I wasn't selling cards. I was selling them in the game.
He was selling cards. He was doing it all.
Yeah, I was
Hustler.
Nintendo Switch, a new game came out, and I played it, and then I figured out how I could hack my Nintendo Switch and sell shiny Pokemon.
Oh my god.
So I bought all this equipment and stuff and started selling shiny Pokemon on Discord and Instagram and made like $5,000 in like 2 months.
Oh my god.
Just people. And at first I didn't think anyone's going to care.
Yeah.
But then because people would like message me all mad, like, you're ruining the shiny Pokemon community. And I'm like, and it's like a 1 in 4,280 odds to find one Pokemon that's shiny. So it could take about 80 hours to find a single shiny Pokemon.
You were just making them shiny.
Making them from thin air. They didn't even exist before I came in. And they were legit, and you could use them in competitions. Like, people, yes. And I made them all special, exactly what people wanted. So we were paying like $15 for one Pokemon, which is insane.
Gosh.
People were getting so mad. But then the adults with actual money started showing and paying me like hundreds of dollars a week to make them like special teams so they can go compete. Because it takes you 80 hours to find the Pokemon, and then about 100 hours to train one Pokemon to be able to compete in the competition.
Wow.
And I would make it in 3 minutes. And I would always take my time and be like, yeah, this is going to take me like 3 hours. I got you. It's going to be $100. Takes me 5 minutes to text them back, like an hour. It's ready.
It's ready for you. Yeah. Wow, I love that.
It's there's ways to make money out there.
Totally.
Anything. All right. Well, I should probably ask you a few more questions about your art before we go on lots of tangents, but
they've
this
been
is
fun.
Yeah. It's not bad at all. Okay, I'll ask you. Okay. I'll ask you one more art question, then we'll play a quick game.
Okay.
We're already over an hour.
Oh, shit.
Yes, I just realized. So
have fun editing.
It won't be much editing. Maybe just a spider thing out. I don't want people to know I'm afraid of spiders. Maybe I'll edit that out. Okay. So why do you make art?
Wow, that's a good question. Why do I make art? I think I make it ultimately to express myself, but then also to connect. I'm going to say expression, connection, and release. Yeah, and I think I've been kind of on lately really kind of trying to respect that collection. Like collecting things feels very important to me and always has. And I was like, should I start calling myself a collector? Because I'm like, I collect footage.
You definitely collect things.
I
just went outside and started taking stuff from the ground.
I just like to harness things, and then if something comes from it, that feels really good. But I think connection too, because the people I connect with most are artists or are like-minded in that way, a little
like-minded
quirky
individuals.
Yeah, visuals.
A little strange,
yeah.
Which is good. I like them. They're too. I mean, once they start getting weirder than me, then I'm sorry, I'm getting a little afraid. I'm like, oh man, this could be a problem. But usually they're fine. I've only met a few people who I'm like, they're dangerous to even be around.
Yes, I think that most of my time in New York, I didn't realize until I was left that I think a lot of it was like learning about these fishy characters that exist. Like I was really what is the word, naive when I moved to New York.
How old are you when you moved to New York?
I was like 26 or 27, and I'm 32 now, and I would definitely say that I was naive. Maybe I was 28, 27 or 28.
I moved to Philadelphia when I was 19 by myself after I dropped out of school, and I'm only 24 now, but I was like thinking, man, like, what the hell was I doing? These people that were letting in my house were insane. And half the time it wasn't even me. My friend would be like, yeah, I met this guy. I'm at Planet Fitness. So he works there. And then he'd come in and be like...
He's like, in your living room?
It turns out, he's like, yeah, I gotta go, guys. And he'd be invited over to play video games with us. He'd leave. He'd be like, gotta go, this person needs some dog food. I'm like, what do you mean he needs dog food? He's like, heroin. I'm like, what? Like, why are you... And that happened multiple times. I don't know how. And they all just hang out playing fitness. Like, all the drug dealers would go, and my roommate would somehow befriend them because he worked the front desk, and then they just like overtime see each other every day, and then they talk about like Apex Legends, and then they just come over to hang out. And then they would go do some like, it wasn't like these people were just selling weed. They were like hardcore drug dealers. I'm like, what the hell? Everyone's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I had that experience when I graduated high school, and me and my best friend, we got Dean and his brother Winston, but we were living in like College Station, Texas, like not a major city or anything, but yeah, we were like living in an apartment complex, and it was like we became best friends with our neighbors downstairs, and then their friends lived like around the block, and then we eventually had house. I'm just like, I remember like living in a house in my early 20s, sus people coming around. But it was like, but I had grown up in Texas, so my first real kind of move was like, at 23, when I went to upstate New York, where my family was like living, and where I went to school. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have, like, sure, I made the decision to go to school later, but I still feel like there was so much, like, I just had to learn a lot by like trial and error, like, and I'm like, I feel like my parents are very supportive, but I feel like the moment I kind of started doing my own thing, they were like, you figure it out, you always do. And so yeah, I didn't have I don't think I've had like a lot of people giving me advice, which is like why in college when people were like, we want to teach you, we want to help you, I took it. And so that's what I mean about New York. Like, I don't think anyone really prepared. Like, I do remember I wrote about this on Patreon a while back. A professor I had, I was like in a undergrad in a graduate like class, like I forget what it was called, but we had to like go around and kind of just like write bios and read them. And anyway, it was my turn, and like the criticism I got was that I just like didn't have enough social capital to be successful as an artist. And I'm like, so like you don't think I'm cool?
Yeah,
great.
That's literally what this is.
Great. I don't have enough Instagram
Not
followers.
cool
So that, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I wish, I mean, that honestly is like what being in New York was just like you have to be cool or have money or, you know.
To be cool. Or I feel like I'm very good at talking to people just randomly.
Yeah.
Make friends. And then, but sometimes you never know who you're gonna end
Totally.
up being friends with. Either gonna get you more social capital, or being funny is definitely the quickest way. If you don't have much money,
just be funny
or cool, just be funny. People want you around because.
See, I messed up. I was like, I want to just be hot, but when you're hot, people don't respect you. They treat you like.
I was like, be warm. You just want to be warm? What the hell?
No, I see.
Took me a second to understand.
No, so I think, a lot of it was learning, like, who can I trust, who can I not trust, and I also just realized that it's more, like, being there especially, it's, like, about being in the business of being an artist or a actor or a writer or whatever, and I think that I'll go back more, right, like, in that mindset, but to go when I did, just not as well resourced, and then also didn't have a lot of community, like, worst decision I think I not ever made, but going back to the beginning in terms of cycles, when I remember like moving there and being like, wow, there was no rush to get here. Like I could have waited, a few more months. And then so when I left last fall, I have kind of kept that in my mind of like, I'm kind of in a new cycle, doing things differently, and there's no rush to get to where I'm going,
That's a good way to put it. You have to be patient.
Yeah, you have to be patient and look for, as a Pisces, I enjoy the flow state. So if I can just make a decision and everything kind of just happens seamlessly, and you get yourself in a little adventure, you meet someone, whatever, that to me is great. But when you're constantly met with obstacles, and I mean, obviously life is supposed to be hard in some capacity sometimes, but I prefer when things are easy. That like even me being here now, it was like, gotta know. It came, a cycle went and it came and went, and I got a yes, and I'm talking on this podcast.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Yeah. I mean, like, my time moving out and then coming back home was, like, led me to be able to support myself financially through art, which I never thought I was going to be able to do. Totally. At my age. I was like, well, and I didn't even finish. So I went to school in Buffalo. I went to University of Buffalo.
Okay, cool.
Which is funny because you went to Syracuse.
Yeah.
Rival schools. I didn't graduate because I was like, I don't like being a marketer.
Yeah.
I was doing, like, business and marketing. And I like business and I like marketing. But I was like, I had to do this for how long? 55 years?
Yeah.
Although I might make money, I'm like, this is not going to be a fun time for me. But I've always loved making, like, funny videos and stuff when I was a kid, so. And I loved the movies, so I was like, well, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then I became a teacher for a little bit, and then I moved to Philadelphia after I saved up, like, enough to rent a place with a few kids I went to high school with.
Yeah. Which,
a good rule of thumb is don't move in with people you're friends with.
From high school, especially.
Yeah. and especially for people who also dropped out of college.
Yeah. Yes.
There's not everyone who drops out of college is an is a Mark Zuckerberg or a Steve Jobs in terms of smartness. Some of them are just make poor decisions.
Literally.
Including myself, but everyone makes it their own way eventually, but Jesus Christ. Things are crazy out there.
Yes.
Especially we're so young, bunch of dumb kids who can't even we all weren't old enough to drink yet when we moved in together, and then we all had like our 21st birthday year. That was an insane year.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I just got Dean when I was like 19. That was like I made a lot of interesting decisions, but Dean was like the best.
Dean's been the best decision here. Dean's been so well behaved.
He has.
So he said one bark, said hello,
Oh.
sniffed the mic.
Just one bark and a mic sniff.
I think he was warning us of the spider. He's like, I don't want to be down here with this thing.
No, yeah, he's like, please, no spider bites.
All right. Well, the podcast is we're getting deep into hour 15 minutes.
Okay.
But I would like to play our game.
Quick game.
And then, we'll do 1 minute max per pick.
Okay.
So I explained a little bit to you how it works yesterday with the fantasy football draft.
Yes.
You get first pick. We are going to be drafting to make a collage. But it's of anything in the world. So like you could pick, I want a horse on my collage.
Okay.
So imagine you're like a god and you have full power to create anything that you can imagine on like a canvas, but it's like alive. It's like an alive canvas.
Okay.
So you can have 5 things on there.
Okay.
And then you run out of power. And then you just have the canvas that you've created.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so first pick goes to you.
First pick on my canvas, it's going to be like, it's a moving image, right?
It can be. It could be it could be a moving image. It doesn't have to be, though. It could be anything. You could have a sun on there that's alive.
Okay, I want to have like a winding road, but it's a moving image of a car.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Speeding through a winding road, but it's like sunset.
Okay, write that down. That down.
So I'll do
compare them later.
Sunset Road. Okay.
With car. My first pick is going to be it's a 2-in-1. It's a donkey, cartoon donkey screaming, "Wake up, donkey!" in a
bubble.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's in the top left. Wake up, donkey. And he's like going hee haw. So he'll go like, "Wake up, donkey, hee haw," and then he'll do that every few minutes.
Okay.
It can be anything.
Okay, my next one is going to be a package of $32 cherries.
Okay, nice. Are they going to be like spilled out everywhere? Or
Yes, just like a spilled plastic carton of $32 cherries.
Okay, that's a good second pick. Powerful second pick. Let's see.
Thank you.
I would like the Atlantic Ocean.
Ooh, okay.
From the bottom.
From the bottom, like the view.
Yeah, like something's at the bottom of the ocean.
The Titanic.
Yeah, from the Titanic. The view from the Titanic towards the sky.
Okay, that's solid. I'm jealous I didn't pick that.
Yeah, I can't believe I stole that away at the second pick. It's a first pick too.
Yeah, that is first pick.
All right, your third pick. You only got 3 more picks.
Oh my god. Okay, I do need some celestial being. So I'm thinking Saturn, because we've talked about Saturn a bunch.
You're gonna take the whole planet?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the whole planet. And some of the stars around.
Some of the moons? Oh, so like just a telescope view, but close up?
Yeah, a close-up view.
See
yeah.
if you could just pull up the Saturn?
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. Where's that going? Top left, top middle, middle left?
It's going like like right of center. Okay. Cherries kind of falling through.
Creating new moons for Saturn?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Well, you made you ever seen Star Wars before?
No.
Okay. Have you ever seen SpongeBob before?
Yes.
You ever seen the giant worm episode?
No.
Oh my god. All right, so there's this giant worm, but I want a giant space worm.
Okay.
That lives in an asteroid.
Okay.
So if you go near it, so the picture's going to be an asteroid with a giant worm, but it's going to be like trying to bite a spaceship. And giant space worm.
Giant space worm. Wow, I don't know how I can compete with that.
Worm trying to bite a ship. All right.
Okay. What else? I have Sunset Road, $32 cherries, Saturn. A collage. I feel like we need something floral. I need something like a pop of yellow. Not the sun.
Not a sunflower?
Not maybe a sunflower. Yeah. Sunflowers.
I should never have given you that pick.
Taking all your ideas.
Let's see. Well,
this is a cute color. Mine's giving summer, I feel like. I'm just the mental image I'm getting.
The mental image I'm getting is from a deranged man. Wake up donkey, a view from the Titanic, a giant worm from space. Number 4.
I know my last one.
Number 4, I want my dog Brooklyn on there.
Aw, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. She has very soft ears, and she is a pointer.
Oh, okay.
So I want her to be pointing towards
the donkey.
The donkey, yeah, that's gonna go chase him. Brooklyn doing the point. She's just turned 3.
Aww.
I miss Brooklyn. I'm gonna see her Brooklyn tomorrow. Very excited. Or tonight. I'm gonna see
Brooklyn
tonight, possibly.
Before you go.
Yeah, if she's awake.
Wake her up.
Yeah.
Okay, my last one. It should have come sooner, but it's okay. I have this bell, just like a little ring-a-ding bell, but it's of a clown. And I always ring the bell when I have like a idea or it kind of just keeps me present. Like, maybe something comes to my mind or I realize something, I ring the bell. So I want the bell on my collage. So it's a clown. It's a fucked up, scary clown, but the bell, it has a nice chime. It's a ding, 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 ding.
Interesting 5th pick.
The clown bell.
I think I came up with the best pick of the entire draft just now.
Let's hear it.
This, now I'm starting to think I should make this. So,
here we go.
I'm transmuting my entire canvas into a giant dream catcher.
Ooh.
And everything in this canvas is caught in the dream catcher.
I love that. Okay, we have to draw these. Dean's getting rowdy.
He wants to be in the dream catcher. Don't worry.
He's
like,
Dean, winner over there.
Don't worry, Dean. You're God's true canvas.
Dean's tail wagging needs to be on one of our canvases. Or we only get 5 picks.
You only get 5 picks.
Dean's tail didn't make it.
We each get a little bit of Dean's tail.
One more second.
Yeah, don't worry, Dean. We're almost done. Okay. So now we'll just read out what we've created. I'll let you go first.
Okay.
And then just so the audience, the 50 people who listen to this, will know exactly what we've created. So you can go first.
Okay, Dean.
Dean, is a spider nearby?
So my anything collage is a sunset, but you're
in the car.
You're driving down a winding road in a car at sunset. $32 cherries fall from the sky, fall from Saturn, which is my 3rd pick, and then sunflowers bloom from below, and then you just hear and see the slight ding, 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 ringing of a bell.
Wow. It's a nice picture you got there.
Thank you.
All right, so mine.
Let's hear this.
I'm going to start kind of from the bottom, I guess, for my 5th pick.
Ooh.
So it's a giant dream catcher.
Yes.
And in this circle, everything is caught in it. These are all dreams, kind of. So it's my dog Brooklyn doing the point, and then, because she's a pointer, then the giant space worm is trying to that's in a meteorite, is taking a bite from a ship.
Love.
Both from the bottom, at the bottom of the dream catcher. Dream catcher is kind of full of water, and from the bottom is the scene of the Titanic, but it's looking straight up.
Yes.
And then at the top of the entire thing, takes up probably a quarter of the entire dream catcher, is a donkey yelling, "Wake up, donkey!"
Yeah.
And then going hee-haw every few minutes. These are all moving and alive. Which now that I've done Wake Up Donkey to the giant dreamcatcher, that's how you wake. That's how the dreamcatcher wakes you up. That's a good one.
I like that.
It's a big brain play.
And the dreamcatcher is also protecting you from the evil, the donkey and the space worm.
And the worm. I mean, we don't know if the worm's nice or not. We haven't talked to it.
You're right. Let me not assume.
Yeah, he's probably not very nice though. He tried to eat a ship. All right, so the last question of the podcast.
One more.
Do you have any questions for me?
Oh. Oh, what is the first thing you're going to eat in Amsterdam?
Oh man. Eat, it can be a drink or just anything?
Drink or eat. Okay, that's fair.
I don't know what they have to eat in Amsterdam, but I am not going to be. I'm going to be so careful not to, by mistake, eat like it edible.
Yeah,
that's something I'm afraid of.
I think you have to like try. I guess not. If you go to a place, they could just have it in like a coffee or a muffin or something.
But I would like to have some nice. What is it? Amsterdam's in Norwegian, kind of. Netherlands. Jesus Christ. Sorry to everyone in Amsterdam. Some type of Netherlands alcoholic beverage.
Okay.
Although I'll be getting there at 6 a.m., so maybe the town breakfast, whatever.
The town breakfast.
Something nice.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. When I go to, I'm also going to Belgium, so I'll have some waffles.
Okay.
Well, I'm there for sure. And then in Paris, maybe I'll try one type of fromagerie.
Ooh.
We'll see. Used to not like it at all, but all sorts of things. That's a good question.
Thank you.
All right.
I think this was a good podcast.
It was. And now that we're at the end, it's your time to always give the artist opportunity to plug in all their social medias, any of your friends you want people to know about, any, like, I know you do a lot of volunteer work, any organization you want to shout out. Your time to say whatever you want.
Cool. Okay, so I'm JJ McDonald. You can follow me on Instagram at sparkling water, but no vowels in sparkling. Or you can probably find me on Moss House Instagram. That's probably the easiest. Yeah, I have a food blog called Curiously Yours, and that's soon gonna be a housing of curated vintage art and homemade items. And what else? Oh, Dean has an Instagram. That is dog account with the O's in dog and account are zeros. And yeah, I'm just gonna plug myself. Yeah. And yeah, you should follow me though, because I am going to have a lot of cool things up and coming in the next few months, and I will take all the support I can get, and it's really, really appreciated. So, yeah.
And it's possible this will come out before your workshop?
Yes.
On Friday?
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah, probably not. What's today? Today's Tuesday.
I'm like, that's up to you. Yeah. I said yes before.
It's possible. I don't know when this is gonna. It's either coming out this week or the beginning of next week. So it'll be, or maybe even on your birthday. Maybe we could do that.
Oh, that'd yeah.
Cool. It'll be up to Jeremy usually, because we do so many posts. He does lots of posts on there. I'm not in charge of the Instagram. So sometimes. Well,
no pressure. I know you're traveling. But yeah, I do have a workshop at Moss House this coming Friday. If this is randomly out before Friday, come. And if not, thank you for coming. Or check out Moss House Instagram or my Instagram to see what we got into.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
No problem. Thank you.
I'm your host, Hunter Begun. I'll see you guys in the next episode.